After the game of Burnley, Mikel Arteta was asked about Martin Zubimendi on why he was also taken off. He said, Zubi is well. He asked to be subbed, so we will have to wait and see. So that meant that maybe he felt a little bit of an ego in his body and really said, I want to obviously get off. You understand? And today, during the training session for the club of Arsenal, we've gone ahead to obviously see Martin Zubimendi take center stage and participating into this particular training session for the club of Arsenal, meaning that he is back and he's a very good ball, he's a very huge boost. But remember, he's out of the game of Slavia Praha. Viktor Gyokeres has been unseen in the training session for the club of Arsenal that will lead them to facing a team known as a team in the Champions League tomorrow, as its name is really known in there. So smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss the stories that we do upload in on daily. Arsenal is going to be playing against Slavia Praha, that is tomorrow. And I tell you, the match preview will be dropping tomorrow morning in there for you. So the side of Arsenal took part into their training session today. You understand? They took part into their training session today. And they put out a very huge shift in as far as their training was really concerned. And I know that most of you have already gone ahead to obviously enjoy how they went ahead and obviously featured into their training sessions in there. And here onto the Rokani Media Football, we're going to be bringing you everything. Martin Zubimendi is the headline for this story. There was a worry that he might not obviously show up into this particular training session. And remember, this training session accommodates every player who is supposed to be taking part into the game of the Champions League. And it's a must that every player that is going to be taking part really comes and really takes what we call center stage. You understand? And today, as I told you yesterday, I've been all eyes and waiting to see who comes in through and who doesn't obviously come in through. And thank God, we obviously saw to it that Martin Zubimendi, one of those that maybe we thought was a doubt, obviously came up and really represented to the fullest for the club of Arsenal in this particular training session. And I know most of you are really huge fans of the guy, and I tell you what, he came up and really represented to the fullest. That is Martin Zubimendi. And there is someone I want to reply in here. You know, when I did the story of Viktor Gyokeres, Cynthia said, stop spreading fake news. Viktor Gyokeres' injury isn't yet confirmed, so don't speculate about what you don't know anything about yet until it's confirmed how long. Now, I told you that we do have real people, and I respect people's opinions in there, but we need to act mature. You understand? We need to act mature. Why do we need to act mature? Because such scenarios call for being in football, not for so long to understand that the player really went ahead to obviously feel something. And do they know the meaning of the word enigo? Does she know the meaning of the word enigo? I don't think that she knows the meaning of the word nigo. And because she doesn't know the meaning of the word nigo, you know, that's why they obviously come up here and obviously put in that stupid talk. But I want to let you know that to me, it's not all that a surprise. You understand? I want to let you know that it doesn't really add up to make sense. But the guy is out. Even today, in the photos that we saw as Arsenal prepared for the game of Slavia Praha, he never really featured. And that really shows you that the player is really doing the needful in there for you and is really out of action. And let's see who really took part in training. Saliba and this is Honors and this is Julian Timber. That is Timber, obviously training in there for you. Then we are having Zubimendi, man that I'm talking about in this particular frame. Then Merino in there. Benjamin White training. That is Gabriel Magalhaes, obviously putting in the shift in there. Then there comes in through a Bukayo Saka, all smiles, ever smiles. William Saliba smiling in training at the Training Center. Martin Zubimendi looking good and fresh in there. That is Saliba. There comes Julian Timber. Zubimendi, he's in very many frames for the club of Arsenal today. That is Declan Rice seated on the ball. Mikel Arteta, all smiles, He's really impressed with his team because I tell you what, he's having one of the best teams in the world. Then William Saliba in there. Max Dolman and Benjamin White in there. And Mikel Merino returns in the mix in there, and Declan Rice shooting, looks like was going in for the volley. That is Bukayo Saka into the mix, Martin Zubimendi in there, and Mikel Arteta doing the needful. You understand? And Julian Timber in there, and Saka, Magalhaes, and Timber in there. There comes in a player known as this is the manager, the gaffer, Mikel Arteta, Christian Nogard. We're obviously going to be discussing out of Christian Nogard as we do the match preview early morning in there. Then this is Viktor. This is Ebelechi Eze doing the needful. And that is Viktor. That is Carafiori and Zubimendi. We have to give Carafiori his flowers because he has kept fit, And this is Christian Mosquera in there. Declan Rice, in there. Then Waneri doing the needful. And this is Eneos. You know him very well. He really went ahead to put in a very shift in that game of Arsenal. When they knocked out a team called, what's his name? When they knocked out a team called Crystal Palace. Was it Crystal Palace? No. Brighton, Benjamin White in there, then Mosquera, that is Julian Timber, that is Gabriel Magalhaes, that is Zubimendi, that is Raya in there, Waneri, Mosquera, Saliba, and Eze. This is, as you see him there, that is Waneri, Saka, and obviously a player called Nogard in there. Waneri also was part of that. Now, Arsenal saw absentees not representing into this trading session, and Gyokeres was really out. He never represented as Arsenal trained today. You understand? Then who else never represented? Kepa Zebalaga was not there. Martin Odegaard was not there. Gabriel Jesus wasn't there. Martinelli was not there. Noni Madueke was not there, and Kai Havertz wasn't there, meaning that 7 players of Arsenal were missing, and we don't anticipate any of those players to represent into the team of Arsenal that's obviously going to be tussling it out with a club called Slavia Praha tomorrow. And I'll be here bringing you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. And Slavia Praha, Arsenal, big game happening anytime from tomorrow. You understand? And we'll be bringing you the latest news and information about that team that Arsenal is obviously going to be playing with in there. I sign out for now. See you later. First video of the day. I'm waiting for the press of Mikel Arteta, and for that particular presser, I'll come here and stream it live. I tell you, I'll stream it live and tell you what my thoughts are about it. We out.